Welcome to Country Cookin'. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we'll be making E Delicious chicken, broccoli casserole, orange raspberry garden salad, and sand-art brownies. So we're going to start with the chicken because it takes an hour to bake. So I have sprayed a 9x13 pan, and you take 8 slices of Canadian bacon and cover the bottom of the pan. Now the salt in the Canadian bacon is going to season the chicken breasts for us. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little pepper on it after I get them in there. So it takes 4 whole chicken breasts, which is 8 halves. So we're gonna, these are big breasts, but that's what they have in the store. So do a little squeeze here. Oh. We'll sprinkle those with pepper, and we're going to put them in the oven for 30 minutes, uncovered, and bake them. And then after the first 30 minutes is over, we're going to combine a cup of sour cream and a can of cream of mushroom soup. We'll combine that. We'll put that over with some green onions and let it finish baking. So we'll get it started. I was trying to think of something that we could do for Valentine's Day, and I thought this might be kind of a nice dinner. So anyway, we'll end it up with some chocolate. We're going to do a vegetable today, and this is a broccoli casserole, and it's very simple. You probably have made something similar to this yourself, but I'll start with 2 cups of cooked white rice. Break it up a little bit. I'm just going to warm it just so it breaks up a little. And then I sauteed a half cup of onions in butter, and I'm going to stir that in with the rice just to give it a little bit of more flavor. I'm going to use my hamburger chopper, break it up. All right. If you just made your rice, and you're not gonna have this problem, but I made mine last night to save us some time today. So we'll add the onions. Okay, we're going to take 8 ounces of Cheese Whiz. Spatula. A can of cream of chicken soup. As I'm mixing this up, I want to remind you, as usual, if you want a copy of any of these recipes, you can just go to the Valley website, www.valleytel.net, and go on the right-hand side where it says Country Cookin'. It has a Country Cookin' cow. Click on the recipes there and you'll find what you need. If you don't have internet, call the Valley office. The girls will be happy to get you a copy of whatever you like. Okay, we're going to throw this in with this. Let's, we've got the broccoli here. We're going to pour hot water over the top of this just to get it softened up a little bit. Let that sit for a minute. Stir that all together and pour it over the broccoli. There's a lot of moisture in the broccoli. It feels like it's awful thick, but once it starts to cook, it'll won't be quite so thick. I'm going to put it in a 9x9. An 8x8 would work too, but okay, then I have some buttered breadcrumbs. We're going to sprinkle those over the top. And then this will bake at 350 for about 40 minutes, but we're going to wait and put it in after the chicken is getting a little further done so everything gets done at the same time. I'm going to quick clean up. We'll be right back.
Blazing fast broadband internet from Valley is now available and better than ever. Let us help you decide which speed is best for you. The 50 meg speed would be sufficient for 1 to 4 devices, mainly emailing and surfing the web. Our 100 meg speed works great for 5 to 8 devices and multiple users streaming and downloading video. If you have 8 devices or more that are simultaneously streaming or gaming, or if you have a medium-sized business, the 250 meg speed would work best for you. For extreme heavy home or work from home use, or if you have a medium to large business using 15 or more devices, you may want to consider our 500 meg download speed to fit your needs. And if you're a home or business that needs it all, we have our 1000 meg 1 gig broadband internet speed. Call our office today at 437-2615 and talk with one of our staff members to pick the speed that's best for you.
Okay, we're going to start working on the sand art brownies. I chose sand art brownies because, for one thing, chocolate is always good and we're close to Valentine's Day. This is what it looks like, and you can take it if you're invited to someone's house for dinner, or a hostess gift, or a teacher gift, or something like that. And it's called sand art brownies, and it actually does look like sand, and it's the primary ingredients that you need to make some brownies. So we're going to make these today, but I'm going to show you how to do it in the jar. So one of the tricks that I use is I use actually just a sheet of copy paper for my funnel when I add the first ingredient, which is it's 1 cup of flour plus 2 tablespoons, and to this I've added a half teaspoon of salt, and I blended that in. So I'm just going to use my paper funnel and get it to go down. And you kind of want to shake it just a little bit so it packs, because this jar gets full. Okay, so the next we're going to do brown sugar. This is 2/3 cup of packed brown sugar. I pack it to measure it, and then I kind of fluff it up a little bit, because otherwise it's going to drop in the jar in a big old thud. So you want to, after you pack it to measure it, loosen it up and then put it in. I have other recipes too. I've got cookies and things like that. They're always kind of fun to have something like that on hand, and they keep in the jar for about 6 months, which is nice, because you can make a few of them up in advance and have them on hand for gifts, or have them on hand just for yourself, your own little brownie mix or cookie mix. I'm just packing this down just a little bit. And you want to try to even it out as much as you can so that it looks prettier when you're adding your layers. Okay. Next I have 2/3 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so you can see how our layers are forming there. And this is 1/3 cup of baking cocoa. Shake it down a little bit. Okay, then we have semi-sweet chocolate chips. This is a 1/2 cup. And you kind of want to sprinkle these, because they'll thud in there too if you just drop them in. So you want to kind of be gentle as you're doing your layers. Then a 1/2 cup of white chips, vanilla baking chips. Pack that down a little bit, and it's going to be tight. That brown sugar will give a little way for you, so just pack it in a little bit like that. And then your half cup of chopped pecans, or walnuts if you prefer. And there we go. There you go. You have your sand art brownies. So we're going to go ahead and bake these. So we'll find the other ingredients. To this then, you need to add 3 eggs, 3 large eggs, slightly beaten. I'm going to grab a whisk here. Two-thirds cup of oil and a teaspoon of vanilla. All you do is dump the contents of the jar in with the other mixture. Grab a wooden spoon. Now, just like if you're doing a brownie mix, you want to give it about 50 stirs. Anybody counting? I think I lost count. Okay. Looks pretty good. Because I've already beaten the eggs, it'll be pretty good. So we'll pour it in our 9x13 pan that I have sprayed with Pam. We're going to just set this aside, put it in the oven when it gets closer to time to eat. I'm going to take a quick break and clean up. We'll be right back.
Valley is now offering updated digital TV packages and prices. Ask us about the brand new Choice TV package. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
The chicken's been baking for about 30 minutes. We're going to take it out and combine the 1 cup of sour cream with the mushroom soup. I've made a variation of this recipe before, only it uses dried beef instead of the Canadian bacon, and also you wrap them in bacon so it gets to be a lot fattier. This is a little bit healthier and gives you pretty much the same flavor. If you're a mushroom person or something like that, you could stir in a can of mushrooms with this. But we're going to spread this over. To add a little more of the mushrooms. There's mushrooms in the soup, but if you want a little bit of a heavier mushroom flavor, then you can add a can. Okay, looks like this, and it's going back in. And we're also going to put the broccoli casserole in and let that start baking. Okay, we'll get started on the salad. I have a bunch of spinach and I've stemmed it. And remember, I always remind you to stem your spinach. You don't want anybody choking on those long stems that kind of get caught in your throat. So, and I've used a head of romaine that I've washed and torn. And so we'll just go ahead and assemble the salad. This calls for a can of mandarin oranges. So we'll just sprinkle those around the top. And then we'll make the dressing. I'm going to use my little Pampered Chef dressing pump. This calls for a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, a 1/3 cup of orange juice, a tablespoon of sugar, salt and pepper to taste. Here we are again with that salt and pepper to taste bit, and I always get nervous with this because you can't take salt away. So we'll start with maybe about a 1/2 teaspoon. Pepper, let's give it a dose there. And then we need 3 tablespoons of raspberry vinegar. If you can't find raspberry vinegar, you can substitute red wine vinegar. The nice thing is the raspberry vinegar gives you the flavor that you want, and the combination of orange and raspberry is really a nice combination. Then we're going to press a clove of garlic in there. If you don't have a garlic press or you don't have fresh garlic on hand, you can use garlic in the jar. If you don't have garlic in the jar, you can substitute powder. Go gentle, though it's much more concentrated. And there we go, it's all combined. We have a 1/2 cup of sliced almonds we're going to sprinkle over the top, and we've got the salad ready to go. Simple, easy to make, very few ingredients, but it's a very elegant salad. So I'm going to quick do these dishes. We'll be right back.
Valley now has higher broadband speeds of up to 1 gigabit. Get the bandwidth you need for all your devices at one time. Gaming with no lag time. Video stream your favorite movies instantly in HD quality. Video chat with friends and family without interruption. Download your favorite music and photos in seconds. All on our 100% fiber optics network. Valley offers managed Wi-Fi and backup services too, bringing together all the services you need. Valley Telecommunications Cooperative.
Okay, we're about ready to roll here. Brownies probably could use just a little more time to cool, but we're gonna cut them anyway. Salad dressing out. Now, if you're not planning to serve the salad, the entire salad in one sitting, then pass your dressing. That's what we're gonna do today. And otherwise it's gonna get real soggy. It's not gonna keep very well. loosen one up here. What I'm going to do is give it a little sprinkle of some paprika. It always just adds a little color, and there we go. We have our EE Chicken Delicious, our broccoli casserole, our orange raspberry garden salad, and our sand art brownies. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Country Cookin'. We hope to see you next time. Happy Valentine's Day.